I would argue that one of the most breathtaking scenes anywhere in the world is a sunrise over the city of Poughkeepsie. You know, the sun peeking over the hillside, the first light of the day glistening off the water, the warmth of the sun on your face as it continues to reveal its full majesty, illuminating a breathtaking view that appears to transcend for miles and miles up and down the mighty Hudson. And even on those foggy mornings, there is something near magical and inspiring as the sun's powerful yet elegant rays cut through and lifts the haze off the river to reveal our new day in our city. Now, 1 year ago, I stood before you to report that our city was one of transition, a needed transition from a burdensome past into a feeling of hope and optimism for what the future could hold if we all work together and help to move our city in the right direction. 1 year ago, I spoke of our plan, and it was our plan, to make Poughkeepsie safer, cleaner, and stronger. After 1 short year, I'm pleased to announce to you that today the people of Poughkeepsie are safer, our city is cleaner, and our future is stronger than ever. We know all too well that any efforts to make our city better fail if we cannot keep our residents and businesses and visitors safe. During the past year, our public safety entities have done a phenomenal job in doing just that. Our fire department, one I am most proud of, as they know because they're in this room tonight, responded to a total of 4,383 calls for service. Now, 2,373 of those calls were EMS related and with our partners, Mobile Life Support. And 52 calls were structure fires, and 25 of those required multiple alarms. Our department also responded to 59 mutual aid calls. The city is an integral part of fire safety in the greater Poughkeepsie area. This year, the fire department personnel were responsible for 57 life-saving actions from medical emergencies, fire rescues, and drug overdoses. This is a stat that I am particularly proud of because the men of the City of Poughkeepsie Fire Department deliver it. The average response time is 2 minutes and 17 seconds from dispatch to arrival. This is 10 seconds faster than last year. And I can tell you, as you all know, in an emergency, every second counts. And for the third year in a row, the partnership between the fire department and the Red Cross, they installed over 250 smoke detectors citywide. I want to thank Mark Johnson and all our Poughkeepsie firefighters for all they do for us. Please give these guys a round of applause. What really special tonight is a special acknowledgement that goes to 4 members of the department who are celebrating 43 years of service this year. And I'd like them to stand when I call their names. Deputy Chief Ed Decker, Captain Mike Brophy, Lieutenant Bill Ringwood, and firefighter Mike Marinucci. Now, all 4 of these men, and you can continue standing, guys, just for a second, because there's another special recognition that's coming out. We're all hired on the same day, January 7th, 1974. So I want to thank you for your service, your dedication, and most important, your bravery. But we want to especially congratulate tonight firefighter Mike Marinucci, whose last tour protecting the citizens of the city of Poughkeepsie is tomorrow morning, Mike, and we'll be there to cheer you on. Thank you, Mike Marinucci. Thank you, guys. And our police department continues their incredible work to keep Poughkeepsie safer. Last year, we saw a decrease in property crimes as well as our 5-year average for violent crimes. With the help of the City Council, we enacted a plan to address aggressive panhandling, and I am happy to report that it has all since but disappeared from the Central Business District. We set a goal to increase foot patrols, and we've done so. Specifically, in the Central Business District, reported crime is down. We said we were going to concentrate police resources in the Central Business District to increase public safety, and I'm proud to say we've done just that. It's safer and it's cleaner. Now, in 2016, we hired 4 new officers, but also, too, at the beginning of this year, we recognized 8 recently promoted officers: Jerry Camaro to sergeant, Michael Egan to sergeant, Jason Deegan to sergeant, Sean Fitzgerald to detective sergeant, Sean McCarthy to lieutenant, John Zeltman, who was here tonight, to lieutenant, Rich Wilson to captain, he is here tonight, and Tom Pape, our police chief. Let's give these guys a round of applause. So some of the things that we've done successfully, we're going to be continuing to do. We've applied again for a $370,000 grant for GIVE, which stands for Gun Involved Violence Elimination. That's a big word. A program that we've had in the city for several years, which targets resources in areas of violent crime. It's been very successful, and we're very hopeful that the state will grant us that money again. And last year I spoke about a program that everybody was excited about bringing to the city of Poughkeepsie called SNUG, which is guns spelled backwards. And it's happening in several cities throughout the state, and I really want to thank Assemblyman Frank Skartatos for advocating for the money, and I'm pleased to announce, in partnership with Brian Doyle and Family Services, the city has been awarded $300,000 to start a SNUG program in the city of Poughkeepsie. And what that really means is we'll have individuals on the streets acting independently of the police department after acts of violence have occurred, specifically shootings, to help stop the additional shootings that sometimes take place after one shooting. There's another one, and it could be related. And it happens all too often, but what we're learning is that there are individuals who have credibility within the community. They can go into those neighborhoods and they can stop the violence by communicating to people one-on-one and preventing further harm, further violence, and jeopardizing public safety. And we also have to acknowledge our dedicated and important partners in public safety, our 911 dispatchers. In the last year, they answered over 81,520 phone calls into the 911 center. And I want to thank Chris Bowden, who's here tonight, our 911 supervisor, and all the 911 dispatchers. Thank you very much for what you do. Because it all starts with a phone call. We're truly blessed to have the dedicated men and women of the City of Poughkeepsie Police Department. And I would like you all to join me now in thanking Chief Tom Pape, our new Chief Tom Pape, who was acting chief and now he's the chief, and the members of the City of Poughkeepsie Police Department and the support staff for everything they do to keep this city safe. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, everybody else. So while keeping Poughkeepsie safe needs to be our top priority, and of course it is, making our city cleaner continues to be an important component of the revitalization of this city. And one of the things that has been most important to me is the cleanliness of our streets. And you know it is. I see it every day because I'm in this city every day on different streets and in different neighborhoods. And could you say it's an obsession? You might. It's a good obsession because cleanliness and safety go hand in hand. So in 2016, our Department of Public Works, which is a partner in this effort, utilizing our street sweeper, clocked 2,382 miles on our city streets and collecting nearly 60 tons of debris. But we can't do it alone. We can't do it with one street sweeper. with dedicated staff who are out there every day, many times when the street sweeper has been down, doing it by hand. We need partners. And I know you all are, but others need to be partners too in keeping not only the city safe, but making it cleaner. And I appeal to everybody to do just that. One area in which we were very aggressive in 2016 and continues to be a top priority is the cleaning and abatements of vacant properties, both commercial and residential. In 2016, DPW completed 140 abatements of various properties last year. And DPW also issued 1,120 sanitation violations. And that's done by Scott Johnson and a couple other guys. That's an awful amount of work for just a couple of people to do. And we're going to improve on that to give those men the resources they need to do more. Now, we've begun to demolish some of our top identified problem properties, starting with 375 Church Street, and we will continue this practice. We've identified the ones that we need to be taken down. But the challenges we face as a city is the lack of financial resources right now to take buildings down, with the cost being anywhere from $35,000 to $50,000 to take it down and remove it. There's currently no money budgeted for this, and there hasn't been for quite some time. So we're actively pursuing state funding and looking at other ways to accomplish this task. Now this year, I will ask the Common Council to partner with me for the necessary funding to address this problem. We continue to work with our neighborhood stabilization team, created last year, which is on the front line of identifying and remediating these properties. We were very lucky that we received a $150,000 grant at the end of last year from the State Attorney General's office to create a program to address zombie properties. The funds will be used to establish best practices in addressing vacancy and blight, hire staff for code enforcement, staff to track and follow up on vacant property registrations, bank-owned properties, and legal fees necessary to ensure compliance. We were also able to pave 15 streets last year, and we will continue on that pace this year as well. Please join me in thanking our Department of Public Works under the direction of Commissioner Chris Gent, who is here tonight, whose team is truly committed to the work we rely so much on. Chris, to your team, thank you. So I also have to thank Chris personally because he has been willing to accept phone calls from me on the weekends when we go out and we pick up mattresses throughout the city of Poughkeepsie. And we will continue to do that because that's something that we can do. And so if you see a mattress, give us a call. And it's okay because I get these calls on the weekend and my wife is fully aware of it and we're all right with it. Thank you, Lori. Along with other signs that our great city is on a better path, our financial position is improving as well. In fact, our preliminary estimates of our 2016 year-end results for the budget show a small positive variance in the budget. Now, our 2017 budget, while not perfect, is realistic and an accurate assessment of where we are and where we need to be, continuing on the path of fiscal stability. The days of budgeting for unrealistic revenues and the practice of underestimating expenses are behind us. That wasn't right, and it wasn't fair to the taxpayers of our city, and it needed to stop, and we've done that. For the first time in many years, if any years at all, we are making a payment on our $13 million deficit. And we will be developing a long-term plan to address that deficit. It is something that we have to do. Although for the first time we budgeted just a small amount towards paying down that debt, the Office of State Controller recently stated that at that rate it would take 50 years to solve the problem of that deficit for our city. This deficit is not going to go away unless we act. And when I say act, I mean all of us together, the administration and the City Council. And as I announced in last year's address, it was our goal to undertake a national search for a new city administrator and commissioner of finance. And I am pleased to announce that we have accomplished just that. Please join me tonight in recognizing our new City Administrator, Debbie McDonald, and Commissioner of Finance, Mark Nelson. Would you guys please stand up? Debbie? I'll tell you, we did really well with those two people, and I want to thank the Dyson Foundation again for giving us the funds to conduct that search. The expertise and hard work that they are already showing is having a positive impact, and I know they are both excited about being part of our city's revitalization. I want to take a moment to recognize a very special person, and that's Ron Knapp. His dedication, service, and commitment to this city has spanned over 40 years. He rose through the ranks of the City of Poughkeepsie Police Department to become its chief, a position he held for 21 years. And then, when I asked him to help on an even greater responsibility, he then stepped in, or better yet, he stepped up to become our acting city administrator. Let me be clear on this. The progress we have seen during the first year of this administration would not have been possible without Ron Knapp, and please joining me in giving a great big thank you to Ron for all he has done for the city and what he will continue to do even after retirement. Thank you, Ronnie. A city government is only as strong and productive as the employees who work there. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the great employees of our city. Every single person on our team, the city's team, is important to the tremendous work and growth that we have seen over the last year. I felt the boost in morale, and every one of you should be proud of what is happening in our city. And as I try to remind you often, our work is important. Because we have such a dedicated and committed team, we've been able to accomplish so much. We've developed better communication between departments, developed a true team approach to working for our city. We've made new investments in equipment, made important structural and organizational changes that have benefited the city and its workforce. And I want to take a minute just to thank everybody that's a city employee. And if you're in this room, I see a bunch of you. Please stand up and be recognized, because without you, we're not getting it done. We have worked very hard with our very important partnership with the Poughkeepsie City School District, and such as the active participation with the police department in all of our schools. Programs like Cocoa with a Cop has enhanced our police-community relations, which is always so important for the city. I'm particularly grateful to the relationship that I have with Superintendent Dr. Nicole Williams and the entire staff of the Poughkeepsie City School District. Now, she sent me a text tonight to say, go get him at the State of the City, but she's at a board meeting. That's the kind of relationship that we have, and that's the kind of relationship we should have, and we're lucky. But most importantly, I value the relationship I have been able to establish with the students of our schools. I've said this often, that some of the most gratifying and encouraging times as the mayor has been spent with the students of the Poughkeepsie City School District. They are our future. Now, just as important to have a partnership with the school district, it's also important to have a strong partnership with other elected officials at the various levels of government that represent the city of Poughkeepsie. Senator Schumer and Congressman Sean Patrick Maloney both provided assistance in securing federal dollars for our fire department and our police department. Senator Sue Serino, who in 2016 was able to secure necessary funding for critical needs in our police and fire department, such as police vehicles and other capital needs. In our fire department, funding was secured for turnout gear, along with monies to help replace the windows at the Clover Street Firehouse, which is an overall energy saver, and if you've been down there, the wind blows through those windows. In addition, the Senator has assisted with monies for necessary repairs in our park system, specifically our pools at Pulaski and Spratt. A special thanks to Assemblyman Frank Scartatos, and Chris, please let him know that this is coming straight to you tonight to deliver to Frank. He secured close to $2 million last year for new fire apparatus, police vehicles, and funds to alleviate much of the capital costs needed for improvements in our city-owned buildings. I thank you to County Controller Jim Coughlin for being able to authorize additional shared services money that allowed us to increase our staff in the finance department, which is a critical part in everything the city does. But I want to talk specifically to that gentleman sitting next to my wife, and that's the county executive, my colleague and my friend, whose support for this city has been immeasurable as well. From the placing of county resources in City Hall to help with planning and economic development, through the hundreds of thousands of dollars we've received through the county's shared services program, with the Taxpayer Stabilization Fund. And then I want to say something tonight about the relationship between the county executive and myself. I follow government as closely as anybody, and I see where governments work together, and I see where they don't. I've heard this several times, but I know this to be the case. There is no city mayor and no county executive in this state that has a closer working relationship than Mark and I do. It's good for the city, it's good for the county, it's good for this region, and I'm proud to be part of it. Mark, thank you very much. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the extremely important partners in the city, our nonprofits. This city has an incredible amount of nonprofit organizations targeting the needs in our community. I realize it is their dedication that makes the sense of community in the city so strong. So many of you are here tonight, and I'd like to personally thank you for all that. And can we give our nonprofits a round of applause? They do so much for this city. Now, in 2016, I created by Executive Order an Arts Commission, which people asked me to do, and we did it. I've selected 3 individuals that I get to appoint to the committee, and now the City Council can appoint their 3. And I look forward to that so we can get that Arts Commission up and running, because that is very important to the revitalization of this city as well. Now, we look to the future with anticipation as we explore more ideas to strengthen our city through the development of new ways to deliver services to you, and bold initiatives that will ensure that we will continue to be financially viable and responsible while delivering the most needed and efficient service to our residents. In 2017, the city will implement new technology called iWorks that provides a way for citizens to report issues in their neighborhoods and around the city through the use of a phone app and online template. And you can still call City Hall as well. But this can be used to report things such as potholes, streetlights out, garbage, and other issues that are important to you in your neighborhoods and where you work. We're excited about iWorks. Dutchess County provided a grant to the city for the Department of Public Works by working with the new city administrator. The department is going to utilize a team approach to handle daily tasks and to come together for emergencies such as snow events. The grant will provide necessary upgrades to computers, software, to facilitate information sharing, and software standardization that will allow the staff to cross-train for various functions and, again, work as a team to serve you better. This year, the city will hire code enforcement officers who will work with property owners to maintain their properties. The city has not had those officers in many years. And this year, proud to announce, the city will create its own parking department that will help improve permitting, payments, enforcement, and to look at better signage for visitors to find open lots. The Financial Plaza deck will receive a much-needed upgrade both structurally with new ticket equipment and will be purchased very shortly. This will provide easier access to the plaza, quicker exits by using upgraded payment technology, and this will also improve parking for downtown functions. You know, one of the most precious resources in any community has to be its drinking water. Poughkeepsie recognized this in 1872 when we became the first to produce filtered water, and their logo is First in Filtration. This shows you the commitment that this city has in supplying clean water to its residents. Now, as a member of the Joint Water Board in partnership with the town of Poughkeepsie, I'm happy to report to you that a new $18 million upgrade has been completed to improve water quality coming from our facility down by the Hudson River. 9.38 million gallons of high-quality drinking water is produced every day at our water treatment plant. Now, we're doing our own thing, too, at College Hill. That's the site of our reservoir. The city has invested in water quality with new water tanks that are getting ready to be constructed up there. The current reservoir, which is underground, is old and outdated, and it is leaking. We'll be able to replace that single water tank with the 2 tanks, which will give us redundancy. We can shut one down and use the other. It gives us increased water flow for firefighting. It also helps out with water pressure throughout the city. And what's really kind of neat, and I know Ann Perry, who is a person who holds College Hill dear to her heart, is that we want to repurpose that old underground storage facility into new parkland for visitors at College Hill. And we'll be looking at that as soon as we drain it, put the water in the new tanks, then the work will start on what can we do with that area up there. Now, many of you have noticed also the anti-littering campaign called Poughkeepsie Clean. And Jeff Amon is here today, who has been major league and part of that, along with the Middle Main Initiative and Hudson River Housing. They were instrumental in getting the garbage can wraps on the Middle Main area and are working with DPW to address litter in the central business district. But as I said before, they can't do it alone, we can't do it alone, and we need everyone to do their part in keeping it clean. Yeah. So last year I talked about various projects that were in planning stages in the city, and I'm happy to report tonight, and Tim Massey is here, the new Vassar Brothers Medical Center is being built. The Water Club apartments along Rinaldi Boulevard are close to completion, and many of the apartments are occupied. The Dutton project north of the walkway has received necessary approvals, and we await the groundbreaking ceremony. Queen City Law Project, right over here at Main and Bridge, also ready to break ground. The Cardinal Court project at the former site of Kings Court on Cannon Street is already underway. Now, I've always said that the city of Poughkeepsie is a city of connections. A major point of focus in 2016 and moving forward is the development and revitalization of our downtown central business district, which is the economic engine of our city. Through our City Center Connectivity Initiative, we are looking to make our downtown streets safer and livable for all users. This means walkable, bikeable, and connected, this is key, connected to the surrounding neighborhoods. Through these efforts and with the continued commitment and partnership with local residents and business owners, we can increase mobility and make downtown Poughkeepsie the region's premier commercial corridor again. Because as the bumper sticker on the back of my truck says, we got potential. And we do. And it's on the back of my truck. And if you don't have one, you need to get one. You know, we recently were really excited to learn that through the last round of the Consolidated Funding Awards, the CFAs, from the state, the city received over $7 million in public and private help with projects in the city of Poughkeepsie. It was one of the largest awards for any municipality in the last round. And that's a big deal. You know, I fully understand that sometimes our proposals, my proposals, will be met with trepidation and even uneasiness, that some would prefer to go the path of less resistance. I get it, I accept it. But my friends, there is a reason it is called bold action. And of course, I always welcome discourse and an honest discussion and dialogue. Through this, we will ensure everyone in the decision-making process is comfortable that they can make an intelligent and informed decision on any initiative, on any topic. But I can't stand for is those who prefer remaining in the negativity or the spreading of misinformation or just lowering the debate to the point where it's just no longer constructive. And I want to talk a minute about our proposal for bus consolidation, which is a transit improvement project for the city. The integration of the system with the county of our city transit is the right idea for the city. It'll improve service, promote job creation to our community, and increase the safety of our residents, and also will save us money. I brought this idea forth because it was the right thing to do. And tonight, I make you this guarantee. Regardless of how bold or valiant an idea may be, you can rest assured that I will always bring a proposal to you with the best intentions for our city and its residents. But I also want to tell you this, that for the people who want to be negative and unconstructive, for those who might want to put their own personal agenda above that of our city, for those of you who would rather kind of bring down than build up, I invite all of you to join me in the spirit of cooperation and teamwork, because we have that teamwork. You are all welcome to be there, but we can't wait any longer. Transit in this city is headed toward a brighter tomorrow and prosperous future with this integration. And we're headed in a better direction, and the time is now for these bold ideas to get us there. We can't wait, we can't delay. And how do I know that we're on the right track with these ideas and things that we're doing and things that we want to do? You don't have to take my word for it. Look at what is just happening around our city and what people are saying about this city. Moody's Investor Service said our 2017 budget was a credit positive. That's great news. We're ready for the state's financial restructuring board. They're poised to deliver and to assist state aid to help in our turnaround. And people are moving into Poughkeepsie. In the past year, single-family homes are up 26%. Attached homes are up 45%. Multifamily homes are up 23%. And building permits are up 250 from 2015. And from 2015 to 2014, it was 100. The numbers are going up. And people are coming into the city of Poughkeepsie to celebrate and have events. Think Differently Dash. Thank you, Mark. Walkway Marathon, Jazz Festival, Fireball Run, Bike New York coming back, La Galaguetza, Patty on the Hudson, and many other events that are put on by community organizations and the residents of the city. We just had Special Olympics here again for the second year. And I am so proud and honored that it was a 2-year commitment because we got to play host again to the Winter Games. We were blessed to welcome these great athletes and their families to our city. So after the event Friday night, which is life-changing and magical, if they ever come back again, and we're going to try to get them here, you've got to attend that opening ceremony, the events at the McCann Ice Arena. A woman came up to me on Friday from Syracuse, and she said, "Mayor, I just want to talk to you for a minute." And I said, "Well, hi, how are you?" She goes, "Well, I'm from Syracuse, New York, and my daughter is a coach of one of the Olympic teams." And she said, "We were here last year, and I want to tell you that no city has been a host better than this city, your city of Poughkeepsie, and all the volunteers and all the 3,000 volunteers from this region coming out to be part of this unbelievable Winter Games." And she took it upon herself to say that to me. That says something about the foundation of the city and the people that live here because they care about one another. And that's important, and that's to be celebrated. And speaking of celebrations, if any of you have attended our First Friday events, you can certainly feel the buzz that is back. And they're successful because of everybody coming out, especially in that central business district. And I'm pleased to announce that the First Friday in April will be the 1-year anniversary. So mark your calendars and get ready to be there. To my left and to your right is our #love, #City of Poughkeepsie campaign, which was my wife's idea. And it was a good one. And she wanted to do that because of the negativity on social media and other internet-based outlets, that everything is negative and there's some just nasty things being said. And we needed to turn around. She called me on the phone one morning and said, we got to do this. And I'm like, okay, talk to you later and we'll figure it out. Then she figured it all out and I just did it. But the response from residents, city workers, elected officials, business owners, parents, students, you've seen the pictures on Facebook. Every day since the beginning of February, we've had a different post, multiple posts some days. Overwhelming response that shows that the love for our city is alive and infectious. But sometimes you got to take the love and the example of someone to get you where you need to be. And I want to tell you about a story about someone who grew up in this city and loved it more than anything else. And that was my wife's grandmother, Gloria, who we called Gigi. She recently passed away, but today would have been her 93rd birthday. And many of you here tonight knew Gigi. We all love Gigi. Gigi would be loving this love campaign because she lived her life for others and doing everything she could, always thinking about somebody else and how they were doing and how their day was going and how she could make it better. Gigi is the example of what a loving community is all about. We've talked tonight a lot about the team approach. And there is no more important team than family. I'd like to thank my son, Christopher. And my partner on this team is my wife, Lori. She has been part of so many things that we've been able to accomplish in just this first year. And quite frankly, Lori, and I don't tell you enough, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much, Lori. Okay, so much like a Poughkeepsie sunrise, the state of our city is rising. It is rising, cutting through the fog and brightening the dawn of a new morning. Ladies and gentlemen, Poughkeepsie is rising. And today I invite you to join me to rise with our city. Rise up to the challenges that still are in front of us. Rise up to accept a positive outlook and shun the negative. Rise up to the thought of making Poughkeepsie better than it has ever been. We have the chance to set the example of what we all need to strive to be: driven, hardworking, and committed to doing great things for the city. Our city, which is one city. Together, we will make the city great, one street at a time, one block, one neighborhood, and yes, indeed, one mattress at a time if we need to. I want to thank you very much for being here tonight. God bless you, and may God grant continued sunshine on the city of Poughkeepsie. Thank you very much, everybody.